What's up, boys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I saw you, since I talked to you. But let's be honest, the last few months of UFC has been pretty dry. But listen, we're back in action this weekend, UFC 290. A great card, something I'm very happy to discuss. And I don't want to fake anything, you know what I mean? I don't want to come on here and fake the hype for you guys. It is what it is. It hasn't been the most hype fight cards in the past few months, but like I said, we're getting there now. In the next few pay-per-views, we got Volkanovski Rodriguez, Moreno Pantoja this weekend. We have Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, which is absolutely insane. Next pay-per-view, which will be, I think it's at the end of July, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it next month? I think it's at the end of July. Yeah, July 29th. That's amazing. And there's also Pereira and Blachowicz on that card. A whole lot of bangers. And then 292, I think, is O'Malley and Petr Yan. O'Malley and Petr Yan. O'Malley and Sterling. That's also pretty dope. So we're getting a great summer. It's not even over. There's still some fights to be made for the end of the summer. So I'll definitely be happy to record some more videos on TFB Stock, and especially obviously for the main channel of Fighting Business. I'll have more creative ideas and stuff like that. But for now and for today, we have a prediction video. It's been a while since we've done a prediction video. The last one I think was for UFC 288. I've skipped 289 unfortunately just because it's garbage. It's garbage. I don't want to do a prediction videos on these garbage card. I'm just not gonna bring some forced hype to it. But UFC 290 is extremely hyped. It's extremely I'm very excited for this card, so I'm more than happy to do a prediction video for this one. By the way, guys, did you guys know that Robbie Lawler is fighting this weekend? I made a video on Robbie Lawler, bro. He got 20,000 views. What's up, man? You guys don't like Robbie Lawler? You know, I was making this video and I remember I'm like, yo, maybe some of you guys haven't really watched Robbie Lawler for a long time, but it's his final fight this weekend. He's fighting Niko Price, and that's where we're going to start this prediction video at. The top fight of the prelims. He's fighting on the prelims, man. Disrespectful. But at the same time, he hasn't been the same, so I kind of understand him. So, Robbie Lawler is fighting Niko Price. It's a nightmare matchup. I'm not going to lie. Niko Price is like he's a school shooter. He's kind of a scary dude, to be honest. Just in life, he seems to have that savage in him where he's going to throw up some wild shit. He's gonna fight like, you know, his life depends on it, and you can just see it. I saw his fight against Cowboy Cerrone. I saw some of his other fights. So he fought Alex Oliveira. He fought Michel Pereira. Okay, he's been losing a little bit in these past few fights. It's definitely gonna be a tough fight for Robbie Lawler, but I expect him to go out with a bang. I still unfortunately, you know, this is how it is, man. Usually at the end of their careers, fighters are just not the same. They don't fight the same. Because Robbie do have some crazy power, but he can't maintain it for the whole fight. So he's going to have to go out swinging, try to get like a KO early on. And if it's not happening, then Niko Price probably will survive and finish him by, like, you know, gassing him out or something. Just overwhelming him with punches, stuff like that. So, like I said, if I had to pick, I'm going to go Niko Price, second round TKO. All right, let's go to the main card. Bo Nickal versus Vol Woodburn. Y'all know who that guy is? Because I don't. Tresean Gore was supposed to be that guy. I think Tresean Gore was like the Ultimate Fighter guy. He was supposed to fight on the I saw him on the Ultimate Fighter, I think, somewhere along the way. And then he got replaced, I think yesterday, by this other Vol Woodburn. Yo, look at this shit. Look at his build, bro. This guy is built like literal Hulk. I don't even know how he makes 185. Is he supposed to be 185? Bro, this dude looks big. He's undefeated, 7-0. So I guess it's gonna be his UFC debut, and he's getting to fight Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal's 4-0 in MMA, but obviously we know his credential in wrestling and stuff like that. So it's gonna be an interesting fight just because we don't know who Vol really is. We don't really know much of his qualities and the stuff he's good at. If he's a good striker, if he's powerful, if he knows how to defend takedowns and stuff like that. We don't know much about him. So just because of that, I'm gonna go with Bo Nickal just because we've seen it. But I'm gonna say this. This will probably be a tougher fight. We saw it in the last fight with Bo Nickal. I don't remember who he fought exactly, but you know, I think he landed a nut shot or an eye poke or some shit like that into a takedown, and Obviously, he's really, really good on the ground, but at one point, Bo Nickel's going to find his match on the ground just like everybody else does. I definitely think he's going to feel some resistance in this fight, but he's definitely going to win. I'm going to go Bo Nickel by decision. Lightweight, Jalen Turner up ahead versus Dan Hooker. Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker. How does that fight make sense? Is it just because they're two very tall lightweights? That fight's very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited for this fight, but it seems like a bit of a murder fight for Dan Hooker. I'm not gonna lie. Who did he fight? I think he fought at UFC 281 last. He was supposed to fight Jalen Turner. When Jalen Turner fought Mateusz Gamrot, I think it was supposed to be Dan Hooker, but then there was this replacement, and then Gamrot fought Turner instead, and then won by razor split decision or something like that. And now he's fighting now. So Dan Hooker hasn't fought in a little while, and the last time he fought was against Prince of Peru, the submission guy who just kept rolling for submissions. So I don't know. And Dan Hooker just doesn't seem like the same fighter he was before, and the way I saw him fight in the last few fights just doesn't hold the same power, isn't as durable. Tried to go down to 145, which was a really bad decision. But, I don't want to discredit him or anything like that. Jalen Turner is just on the upswing. I think he's one of the next prospects, especially at 155. His frame is incredible. I think he's like 6'3" or 6'4". Incredible frame for lightweight. Skinny dudes are just really, really good in MMA. If you're tall, skinny, bro, you're long, rangy, bro, you're impeccable. Dan Hooker also has it, but he's going to be fighting someone like taller than him for probably the first time in his career. Maybe I'm mistaken, but one of the first times in his career. So it's going to be new for Dan Hooker. And just in general, I think Turner's more hungry, younger. I'm going to go with Turner. And I think he gets him out of there. Do I? You know what? I'm going to go Jalen Turner by decision. I think Dan Hooker might hold on, but it's gonna be a pretty clear beatdown in my opinion. We're gonna figure it out. I just don't think Turner has that type of power that can rock Dan Hooker to that extent. He also has some great submissions and stuff, but I don't see them exchanging in grappling exchanges. I just don't see them. So I'm gonna go with Jalen Turner. And, Jalen Turner by decision. Move on. Robert Whittaker versus Dricus du Plessis. Yet again, Robert Whittaker masterclass. I'm sorry. Dricus du Plessis is on the upswing, and I know everybody wants to see Dricus fights, and he's been in some crazy drama, which is absolutely unfortunate and sad for him. People are just ridiculous nowadays. We're not going to go into this, but people are just dumb nowadays. But I root for Dricus just in general. Maybe not over Robert Whittaker, but I root for him just as a fighter, as a proud African brother. And I hope he can bring the belt one day, but it's not going to be today. It's not going to be July 8th. Because July 8th, Robert Whittaker will once again dominate. This is just too easy of a matchup for him. He's better everywhere, striking-wise, grappling-wise. There's just no holes in Robert Whittaker's game. And it's not like Dricus du Plessis is very great in one area that he can, take advantage of against Robert Whittaker. Unfortunately, Whittaker will outclass him just like he did pretty much everybody else. Marvin Vettori, Jared Cannonier, Darren Till, all these dudes. So I'm going to go Robert Whittaker by a clear 30-27. And, it's probably a third fight with Israel Adesanya. I don't know, but we'll see. Next fight up, flyweight, Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja. Oh, this is a great fight. I'm sure not a lot of people know Alexandre Pantoja just because he hasn't been, shown. Just in general, flyweights aren't shown very much in the UFC's pay-per-views and stuff. But this dude, bro, this dude is dangerous. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Brandon Moreno is one of my favorite fighter on the roster right now. I don't want him to lose, but I'm scared. I'm very scared. Because if you go and watch this dude's last fight, Pantoja, he's just dangerous. He's just scary. And not only that, not only his fighting style is really aggressive, really scary, and really dangerous, but he's fought Moreno twice before. Y'all probably know this. He won twice. And by clear-cut dominations, it was another one of these, beatdowns. So I remember making a video on Moreno before I even started doing commentary on the fighting business. I was just doing highlights and compilations, basically, or not compilations, but you know, these mixes and stuff. And I made a video about Moreno, and I started looking back on his career and his tough run. And Pantoja was the #1 seed for Team Benavidez, I think, or Team Cejudo. He was the #1 seed for Team Cejudo, and Moreno was number 16. No, number 16 or number 12 or some shit. Last seed. And he gave up, a good fight. It was a great fight, but you could just see the difference in skill and heart and toughness at that time. And they fought, I think, 2-3 years later. And once again, Pantoja like 30-25'd him. It was bad. It's one of those rivalries that has been very one-sided as of now. But now we're talking 5 years ago. That 5 years has transformed Brandon Moreno to crazy difference. It's not the same fighter he was, and it's just pretty clear to see, in my opinion. He's improved leaps and bounds since that fight. I do believe Pantoja has as well, but the experience, like I said, I'm biased. I'm not even going to try to hide this shit. I really want Brandon Moreno to win. I really want him to stay around as a champion. I think he's a great champion. I think he's young, and I want him to get a run in, you know what I mean? Start defending that belt, and it's definitely going to be his hardest test, his hardest challenge. Obviously, Davis and Figueiredo was a tough challenge, but this is also a tough challenge mentally. You know what I mean? To go over someone that beat you twice, it's added pressure on top of it. So it's definitely going to be his hardest task. But I root for Moreno. I hope for Moreno, and I wish him to be able to to beat that. And I'm not going to go against him in this prediction videos. Obviously, if I had to pick realistically, Pantoja has really great chance, man. Really great chance. I would probably pick realistically. If I wasn't biased, I would probably pick Pantoja. But because I am, and because I want to, push some positive energy towards Brandon Moreno, I want to believe that Moreno can get this done. Realistically speaking as well, Moreno has improved in every area. His striking has gotten better. He's gotten bigger over the years as well, which helps. You saw that with Charles Oliveira. The transformation with Charles Oliveira's career. I saw a video of him when he fought Kevin Lee, and it was the same stance, I think, and he was just skinnier. And a picture of him fighting Justin Gaethje, he was just bigger, stronger. You could see it. Moreno's also gotten bigger, stronger, and just more confidence in every area of his game. And I want to believe that will lead him to a victory, and that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Brandon Moreno by TKO in the second round. Pantoja will realize that he's fighting a tougher fighter than he was before, and he will crumble. All right, up to the next fight, Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. Oh, man. Such a great fight. Such a great fight. I'm going to go with Yair Rodriguez, man. I'm not going to waste any time trying to, run around. What's the expression? Run around the fucking grass or some shit. Beat around the bush. That's the expression. Beat around the bush. Obviously, I'm biased as well. I love Yair Rodriguez a lot. I love these Mexican champions being champions. And I think it's time for a new era. And I think Yair Rodriguez, not only I think it's time for a new era, I just believe that Yair has what it takes, man. He has what it takes in the striking game. And I even believe that his submissions are such a threat on the ground that Volkanovski's not going to want to, hang in there for too long. He's really, really dangerous off of his back. And we've seen that against Josh Emmett. We've seen that against Brian Ortega. Yair has just so many fucking tools to win this fight. And like I said, when you look at it that way, I think he has more tools than Volkanovski to win this. At the end of the day, Volkanovski has won most of his fights not because of his skills or his talents or his tools, as I'm discussing now, but because of his heart, his toughness, his willingness to go deeper. You know what I mean? He reminds me a bit of like a Dustin Poirier at 155. He's maybe not the most talented dude, but he just wants it more. You know what I mean? And Yair Rodriguez, in my opinion, is one of these dudes that comes with that Mexican heart. And I don't want to bring that up like as if that's a tool or that changes something. But I truly believe that, bro, these Mexican fighters come in with like this hunger of wanting to succeed for an entire country. And there's like some added hunger inside of you. And that's what Alexander Volkanovski was looking for all these years. He was not looking for the same talent. He was not looking for someone to like brawl with him or like, you know, go talent for talent with him, but he was looking for someone to go heart for heart, hunger for hunger, and he's found his match here. Max Holloway, you know, he's been hungry before, but you can't compare Max Holloway, you know, recently to when he won the championship at first. It's a different type of hunger. He already won the championship. He's already a millionaire. He's already rich. He's already found success. You could just see a difference in energy, whereas Yair Rodriguez looks extremely hungry to win this championship. He looks extremely confident, and this is what you need when you're fighting Volkanovski. You need confidence, and you need to be hungry, more hungry than him. And this is one of these instances where I think Yair has all the tools, talent-wise, but also inside, that makes the difference. He's not going to quit, in my opinion. I know he's probably done it in the past, but I don't think he's the same fighter now as before. And it's going to be a really tough fight. And also, when you just look at the tail of the tape between these two, Yair's longer, Yair's more rangy, Yair has more variety in striking. His kicks are extremely lethal. So a lot is in favor of Yair. He's also younger, more energized, probably faster. It's a really tough matchup for Volkanovski, and every fight is different between every man. We've seen Volkanovski fight Islam, who's not really a creative striker before. So think about the difference in style that Volkanovski's going from. I know he had a great fight with Islam, but this is a completely different fight. And going from an Islam fight who's a heavy grappler, not really a creative striker, he'll throw just these basic kicks, basic strikes, really like a fundamental striker, you know what I mean? And now he's going to a highly creative, ninja-like striking guy who'll throw up submissions and will throw elbows from the back, and it's just a completely different style of fighting. And for Volkanovski, I know he's good everywhere, but it's also difficult to go from that to that. It's like you've been preparing for Islam, now you're going to the complete opposite. And that's why certain fighters will succeed better with a different style of fighting and not with another. And I don't think Volkanovski has faced this style of fighting in Yair Rodriguez for a while, at least that I can remember. You know what I mean? Max Holloway is a great striker, but he's not the creative striker Yair is. I believe that Yair will have all the tools inside and outside to be able to win this fight. So I'm gonna go with Yair Rodriguez, and I'm going to go. Winning by KO or knocking Volkanovski out seems unreal in my head, but for some reason, man, I see a finish. I'm kind of seeing Yair being able to finish this fight. But maybe, you know, I want to play it safe, and I want to say Volkanovski might just hang in there for the 5 rounds. But I think Yair will batter him so much on the feet that, like, he will hurt him bad to the point where Volkanovski is just not able to throw as much. He's not going to be able to be as tough as he was before. So I'm going to play it safe and say Yair Rodriguez wins a decision. Maybe not the most dominant decision, but I think he wins a pretty clear decisions against Alexander Volkanovski. And those are my prediction. I think there were a lot of decisions, but I just believe there's a lot of tough guys on this card. I'm not going to lie. If I go back, I'm going to go Nico Price. I think I said Nico Price by 2nd round TKO. I will go Bo Nickel by decision. I'm going to go Jalen Turner by decision. Robert Whittaker by decision. Brandon Moreno by 2nd round TKO. And Yair Rodriguez by decision. These are my picks. Let me know down below what's your picks. And we'll probably see each other after the fights when I do some recaps and stuff, my opinions on what happened and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy fight nights, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out, boys.